Sometimes it's difficult to explain some actions while trying to defend others. This is where we are at the moment. If they did so, what I'm thinking, and this is just my wild thinking, is that whatever they might have done in terms of spending, then there had to be a good reason for it. And that good reason is what maybe Kenyans need to understand, or need to be given to understand, need to be explained for. It won't come from me then. But then it is something that contradicts more or less the brokenness of this government, or whatever they found. That being said, there is that aspect of saying we are broke without a shilling, and we are broke given that we are under what we are supposed to have as a minimum. Okay? So whatever that has been spent may be already there for them to spend on whatever that is supposed to be spent. Because there is, when we talk about cars, when we talk about refurbishing offices or doing all these are small, more or less small scale expenses, right? They must have been budgeted for before.
But listen, Cliff.
Yes.
Even for example, the office of the deputy president, the allocation for the budget for cars was 90.8 million. But currently, it is 290.8. Was the 200 million added on top necessary?
Also, Cliff, wahenga walisema haba na haba hujaza kibaba. So you might say there are small monies here and there, but if we were to collect all those small monies, wouldn't we make it to 311 billion?
The point of correction that I would like to, make on your argument is this: there are things that are budgeted for already. They are already like budgeted corruption. For, right? No, just hold up. There are things that are budgeted for, and there are things that everything is done. There's a process. It's procedural. There's a process in all that happens in government. You can't just wake up one day and say you want to buy a car. You can't. Even one car, even a small car, the smallest of cars, right? So what I would like to say is that the way government business is conducted is not, it's not the same way we conduct our private businesses. That is what I can say. And then you get that this might have been budgeted for in the budgets that we have. That this is money that goes to cars, this is money that goes to the offices, this is money that goes wherever. And so when they come in, this is a budget that they find and they need to utilize. The only thing would be if they decide to have the utuness and say, no, instead of using this money for this, let us just divert it to this particular venture or something. Because you can't even move 1 million in government without due process. So the notion that people think that these monies are just like signed for without due process is the notion that we would want people to forget, people to actually think about. And that being said, I would say that yes, this is budgeted for. This was already stated or already put in place or in motion. But if you bring in the aspect of having that utu, like value-based, more or less thinking, and say that I may not need this table or this desk to be changed because it is still working. So let this money that has been allocated to my office to do buy me a car or buy me cars go to those people in Turkana who are dying of hunger or drought. Now, that essentially boils down to
political
the utuness in you, individual, more or less decision to actually think about another person and not yourself.
Just give me a minute because I'm itching.
Go ahead.
We've been told hii ni kampuni. No, way back in the days of our ancestors, it was called Imperial British East Africa Company. So we are still a company. Now, you come as an investor. I sell you a company. And that company is broke. You buy it. What kind of measures are you putting in to revive that company? Are you buying a broke company, and because you're the owner now, when you're Elon Musk umenunua Twitter, you decide, you know this Prado that I've been driving? Now because I own this company, I want a Rolls Royce. From a broke company. You know, let's be logical and sensible here for a minute, just for a minute. Let's reason together. Our two head of at the top of the country wanatuambia they are godly men. The Bible tells us, come let us reason together. Even God wants to reason with us. In your house, you've been having a budget of 100,000 a month. And now we are going through inflation. Do you cut your expenditure on luxuries, or do you increase your expenditure on luxuries at the expense of your kids getting food, shelter, and education, clothing? Do you do that? Because what our government is literally doing right now, wanajipatia comfort at the expense of common mwananchi. How much are you paying in taxes currently? Are those taxes working for you? Are they going to do what they're supposed to do? David Ndii sat on national television and told us how exasperated he is by government wastage. You would think any sensible human being would stop the wastage, would cut the spending. Why did we employ an extra 27 chief administrative secretaries? Iyo mshahara inaenda kulipa hao 27 inatoka wapi? Yes, the president has the right to form these positions and put these people to work in there. But with the recommendation of what? The PSC. PSC recommended 23. Why do you need 50? Pesa ya kulipa hao 50 inatoka wapi if we don't even have money for paying the 23? Another thing, mtu ameappointiwa kama chief administrative secretary. That is a failed politician, it's a recycled politician, it's a rejected politician. Ni mtu mwenye hatuna shughuli na yeye. But this person is going to get a mortgage of 35 million so that they can live in a comfortable house in Runda, Kitsuru, Kileleshwa, Kilimani, Karen, those nice suburbs. Mimi hapa hustler at the bottom of the pyramid, I want to start a business so that I can sustain my life, my livelihood. Nataka tu kukuwa na food juu ya table, naambiwa niende niombe so 7 pale hustler fund. Show me a business I can start with 700. I will wait.